What's up, guys? This is Ranger Liz, and welcome to the HyperForce coffee chat. It's been a while, but is it time for the coffee chat? Let's go. Screen grab. All right, we're good. We got one take to do this, so let's just get going. HyperForce, last night, it was hype. Is it kind of cliche? Is it too cliche to just say HyperForce was really full of hype last night? Oh my goodness. You thought when you saw the video that was Jen Scott's talking. I mean, they had a cameo by Erin Cahill in it. Jen Scott's the Paint Time Force Ranger. There was a cameo. She did a really cool, it was about 20-second or so video. I'll have in the links. Hyper RPG put some of them up on their Twitter, so you can go ahead and watch them. That, I thought, was the big hype. I mean, the fact that it was hashtag Save Marv. I was wearing my red. I don't know if you were. I was wearing my red for hashtag Save Marv. And then we had it, guys. And then we had a new Ranger show up. Is he a 6th Ranger? Is he going to be 6th Ranger for the team? Is he just a floater? We don't know yet, but let's just get into the meat and potatoes of the episode. Hashtag Save Marv. Marv was still, we finally get to him this episode. He has been in a cell basically for 3 days. It's super cold, you know, barely any food or water. Little off of it, and his health was super low. I am going to be referring to my notes this time, so let's see. He had 14 points of damage to him, like, to start the day off. He was down to 6 or 75. His damage was, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But so the HyperForce Rangers were back in this ship, and Primator comes back, but this time they were smart. See, Primator tried to impersonate Marv, and wasn't doing a very good job of it, so they quickly kind of figured out, okay, what's going on with him. He ended up turning into Jack's dog. Jack was like, I know you're not really my dog. I'm gonna kick this thing in the face. Okay, he missed. He rolled a 1, so he didn't actually get to kick him in the face. But to hear Jack be like, I want to kick that dog in the face. It was good times. It ends up turning into Chloe's mom. Oh, it was harsh. This episode was definitely divided, except for the last part, into Marv and everything that was happening to him. He was on the Alliance ship, and the rest of the Rangers who were on their ship. Now, things start getting a little fuzzy when the ships actually almost collide, like they're side by side in the stream. Marv gets visited. They're trying to find more information about it. Now, Marv's kind of playing along, like, yeah, I'll give you all the information you want. Just let me live. He's definitely trying to be that, like, I'll play along with it. Just let me stay alive. And who knows what fake or whatever information he would have gotten from them. But we learned something very interesting about the Alliance this episode. See, they think, or at least we find out, they think that Alpha has some sort of, like, tracking ability. They think that maybe there's a tracking device in the Alliance ship itself, because they can't figure out how do the HyperForce Rangers always know where we are. Now, the HyperForce Rangers themselves are like, well, at least this is the explanation that the HyperForce Rangers that we get from Alpha later on in the show, sorry about that, is that Alpha is basically a historian, and anytime a time anomaly happens, Alpha is immediately alerted of it, and so they go right there. The Alliance ship has no idea, and I'm gonna, sorry about that, I'm gonna turn the sound off my phone so you guys stop hearing Gaim's Lockseed sound all the time. Whew. So that's kind of what we find out with Marv on the Alliance ship. They don't really know what's going on, but Marv runs into someone very interesting. Now, again, these are parallel storylines that are happening at the same time. Marv is crawling around, there's lots of fog, and he sees someone in silver. Now, he sees someone in silver. I can't tell you, like, I posted on my Twitter, like, at Gokai Ranger, I posted a little video I made of just Eddie, so Andre, Black Nerd Comedy. His reaction was great. You know, in the scene, everybody's looking at Malika, and she's like, this silver ranger, you've never seen anything like it before. It's like a Time Force Ranger, but it's silver. Takes his helmet off, and there sits Mr. YOSHI Sudarso. What? nose. I mean, how many people were like, oh man, you know, you knew Yoshi was probably good enough showing up at one point, and yeah, him being Marv's brother. Some people were like, it's so on the nose. But I don't care. It's so amazing. Seeing their reaction, and Yoshi just sits down, puts his, because, you know, he's got his character bio, and he's got his character sheet. He's ready. This is not his first time. It's not his first rodeo. Sits down, ready to go, smiling, silver hair, silver jacket, mind you. It was a sight to behold. Peter had no idea that Yoshi was going to be doing this. It was such a fantastic surprise. Twitter, I mean, just went nuts. Check out the videos if you'd like to see the actual reaction from the guys, because it was, I mean, Andre was every one of us Rangers at that moment. When he came out, we just, oh. It was nuts. It was nuts. So that was Marv and Joe. Cause remember, okay, so maybe I should say, the person that he saw was Joe, which is Marv's brother. Now, Primator, remember, is on the HyperForce ship, so that's not Primator impersonating Joe. However, Marv isn't believing any of this because he's like, look, I've been tricked once, whatever. You're probably just, you know, I'm delusional. You could be a figment of my imagination. So he ends up, like, touching him at one point to make sure he was real. You never know. You never know. Especially, I mean, the Alliance. They're going to play evil tricks. He's real. And we think he's good. We think he's good. Maybe at the end he does teleport off, and the only two places he could probably teleport was, like, back to the Hyperstream, which he'd probably die, or the Alliance ship. So at the end we think Joe did teleport back to the Alliance ship. Maybe he's just doing surveillance. Maybe he's a double agent. Who in the world knows? I'm sure we'll find out later. Back to the rest of the Rangers in the ship. They're trying to, at this point, they gotta get rid of Primator, right? Their big idea, I love it. Vesper's like, can we just send him out the airlock? Yes. Yes, Vesper. Let's just send him out the airlock. That would be, that'd be amazing. It's early enough today. I'm still drinking the coffee. And don't mind, sorry, the chairman, I'm filming in a strange place. This is my daughter's room, and it's themed in Pokemon. So, Char Char! So Rangers are gonna try to throw him out the the door, but they also realize that it might be easier to just put him in the pocket dimension. And then they're thinking, if we put Primator in the pocket dimension, we'll make it look like the ship, so it'll just keep him entertained while we figure out what to do with him. Oh man, so we go back to Marv. So this is them trying to figure out this plan right now. Back to Marv and Joe. We have, Joe finally meets Volcanos. I mean, huge man, volcano guy. Joe basically tries to sneak by and attack Volcanos. Misses. Volcanos sees him. We go back to the rest. After Jack gets a really big hit on Primator, this is when things go a little crazy for those of them on the ship. He turns into Chloe's mom. They get the airlock open. And Chloe uses the gem. Now, I didn't get to do an episode last week because I was out, like, my whole family had the flu. But, she uses the gem, and the gem is a Battlizer. So, yes, our Pink Ranger has a Battlizer. Really quick, I tried to type as fast as Malika was describing it, but use your imagination. This is what Chloe's suit, Battlizer, looks like. Chloe morphs with her pink suit, her pink normal suit, but helmet is extended with gold armor, gold shoulder pads on each side that extend out to gold sculpted armor. Also, there's a chest plate ribbed at the center. There's a pink gem. Looking down, there's a gilded belt. The center of it is the Time Force emblem. Gold gauntlets on both sides, air legs, shoes dainty with wings on both sides. And then her bow is now decorated, tons of ornate stuff on the handle, and her bow transformed into a compound glow. And the first thing we get is from Vesper, Chloe, you're all glowy! Might be one of the lines of the season. Might be one of the lines of the season. See, they get Primator, and he's getting ready to go. Chloe transforms. Thankfully, Primator turns back to his monkey form, because he was Chloe's mom, and Chloe's, you know, I know you're not really my mom! Oh, Primator gets thrown out the airlock. Everything is somewhat saved. The Rangers are like, okay, we got this. But over the course of all of this, Marv and Joe have been trying to get shields and everything down on the Alliance ship so they can get off of the Alliance ship, or at least Marv. They finally get through successfully. They let the guys know, look, get us off, get me off. And they're like, well, who's us? Marv's basically, just get me off the ship. They realize that they can only get, there's more than one person on the ship and they can only get one person off of the ship with the power they have. Earlier on, they kind of mentioned this, and Vesper had said, hey, hook me up to the ship, use my energy if we need to do this. There was a lot of energy shared at the end because they ended up, Vesper gives some energy, Eddie with his healing charge card, and Chloe go rescue Marv. They use the healing charge, Marv gets some health, thankfully enough, and using Vesper, the ship, they get all three of them back to the ship. Now, Marv's kind of like not making sense at this point, and on comes, teleporting on, because apparently he can, because he's awesome, he's a 6th Ranger, is Joe. Joe the brother in full, mind you, Magenta Time Force suit, except it's all in silver. Helmetless at this point. He goes on the ship and basically explains, look, it really is me, I'm sorry, I can't explain anything at this point, because everyone's like, I gotta explain. So, yeah, he can't explain anymore as to why. He kept saying, I'm sorry, it really is my brother. Jack saying, you owe us an explanation. Why'd you disappear? And Jack says, or to the next day, and Joe's like, I'm sorry, I'm not even supposed to be here. And that was something that kind of struck with me that we may be seeing earlier in the future, because he's like, I'm not supposed to be here. Maybe YOSHI, maybe Joe wasn't supposed to help, kind of broke rank with what his maybe secret mission with Time Force was in order to save Marv, because Jen in her little clip basically said, I've put out the bulletin, any HyperForce Ranger, anybody who can get this, that Marv is missing and everybody needs to look for him. It's probably why Joe find it, how he ended up getting him. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Quick little funny line though, Joe says to Jack, hey, you've lost weight. Jack's like, yeah, it's from all the fighting. Lots of fighting, lots of fighting. Let's go ahead and they ended on a group high five, which was awesome. Now the Rangers know that the Alliance thinks that they're tracking him, or they have some form of tracking device on them. And they realize that the Alliance maybe isn't as strong as they thought they were, maybe not as advanced as they thought they were. They end up on the team high five, and that is the wrap up of the episode. At the very end, we did get, for the fireside chat, we heard from Malika, who kind of confirmed they didn't have the budget for a 6th Ranger. When they started this show, they budgeted just 4 or 5 people and maybe some guest stars, and after the first episode, everybody started asking, who's the 6th Ranger? When are we gonna get the 6th Ranger? It's a Ranger trope, man. You have to, who's gonna be the extra Ranger? She realized that they needed something, and so they had to reach out to Saban and come up with something. And we get YOSHI, who maybe, he teleported back to the Alliance ship at the end. He could be, imagine like in Space Silver, he comes in, maybe he's not there all the time, or even like Titanium Ranger, shows up when they need him. I think this is going to be great, because if he's not there, maybe they could have a guest star who could take that 6th role, or maybe we could just have the core 5 again. I would be happy with that. They're doing such a great job with the story. Whatever they do, I'm pretty much happy with. So we also got, how did you get permission to change Time Force? Because at some point in the history books, there's got to be a little citation somewhere that, okay, according to official Saban, official Power Rangers lore, there was another Time Force Ranger, Time Force officer, who had nothing to do with the season, but was with HyperForce. They got it approved, though. This is official, legit. So YOSHI is now officially playing 2 Rangers in Power Rangers lore. It's the era of the Sudarso brothers, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. Is there anything else? The Hyper RPG basically said, if you want to see them, toys, merchandise, put them in the Boom Studio comics. Let your voices be heard. Make sure you use the hashtag HyperForce. All one word, no spaces, no HF Force. Use the hashtag HyperForce in order to keep everything in one area. So I know for a fact Power Rangers was watching for HyperForce stuff last night on Twitter because they commented on my thing that I posted about Eddie within like 5 minutes. So guys, they're looking out, they're watching out for it. If this is a show you want to see continuously grow, continuously get better, make sure you give them love, subscribe. If you subscribe like I do, you can get the episode a lot faster than YouTube waiting for the next day, or waiting for the next week, I should say. Marv also said, or Peter also said that for Marv, eventually in his head for the character, because again, Peter did not know YOSHI was going to be his brother in it. He was like, yeah, I was gonna kill my brother at one point. That was his plan for the character. Peter was like, I thought, you know, at the end he was actually gonna have to kill his brother, and he was working out this plot and everything for it, and it was completely taken out from under him, and it was amazing. I can't recommend watching it enough. The whole episode was just fantastic. Thank you so much for listening to my wrap up, my ramble of the things I liked, maybe having some coffee. It was good times. It was good times. It has me super hyped up for Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel, which is premiering on Saturday, this 26th. Check your local listings, 12/11 Central, on Nickelodeon, and you can see Peter Sudarso in something else. I did a hype video for it yesterday, so feel free to check that out if you'd like to get hyped for the new show starting on Saturday. My name is Ranger Liz. As always, guys, if any like, comment, and subscribes you would do, makes my day, and it puts a big old smile on my face. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you Friday at the Ranger Weekend Review and the Toku Talk, going over everything that's happened in the week in your world of Power Ranger news, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, and more. And I will see you at future videos. Guys, have a great day. My name is Ranger Liz.